The Springfield-Branson National Airport says no interruptions to operations or extended wait times have happened here. Communities across the upper Midwest are in recovery mode after several violent storms. Multiple tornadoes hit Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois. The twisters destroyed homes, killed at least 6 people. Convoy of Hope is there providing a variety of supplies to support those hurt by those storms. The effort includes tarps and totes to help people protect and collect what they still have. The supplies also include basic necessities like food and water. Leaders with Convoy say there are additional emotional challenges for people in places where tornadoes are rare.
People are just taken aback by it. They're not sure how to react. It worries them going forward. So one of the things that Convoy is delivering as we deliver these essential supplies is hope. Is hope that tomorrow's going to be better. They're going to get through it.
Convoy says its team closely monitors weather systems that have the potential to become violent. That allows the agency to respond as quickly as possible when the need arises.